this evening. Good evening, folks. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? And you, Ken, my koi obsession. Yeah. So, yep, it's cooled down enough to be able to come outside. It's bush and plant trimming time. Yep. So I've got to cut the reeds back a little bit, take the seed pods and that off it. The shower's got to come down because that's going to a subscriber. And I've got the pond topping back up. I've got the air lifts running because I'm thinking of moving 3 of my males out here, and then maybe in a week or so's time chuck one of the females in and see what happens and say, fuck it, let's go for it. We can all but try, can't we? So yeah, you got to start trimming me balls. Usually takes me a few days because my hand can't cope with the scissor action for long periods of time. I've also got to trim a couple of these back. I've got to move the shower off of there, and as you can see, these have gone to seed. So I'll go around and cut all them back and cut back some of the dead leaves and stuff, and pretty much give it a good old tidy up in that area. I've got that thing monstrosity floating on there for the moment. It's not up and running. There is 2 Goshki in here. Don't ask me how to pronounce the the Japanese breeder's name, because you might as well be saying Wolverhampton as far as I'm concerned. But they are Japanese. They're going to be coming out and going down to the Tosai tank because we're going to drop the level in this one, and my boys' turtles are going to come out here for a week or 2. Sieve filter running for him on that one. So yeah, that's about it. What we're at the moment. So yeah, first job is to try and manhandle that over there, I think. Yeah, I'll stack it up there for the minute. Subscriber that's going to have it is battling COVID as well. Fucking COVID, I tell you. Will we ever be rid of it? No, because it's a virus. Viruses mutate, so it's stuck for life. But hey, onwards and upwards. So, yeah, I'm going to get across there, get a little snippy with the scissors, and I'll pick you back up in a bit, folks. Well, that's about as far as I'm going to go tonight. I've managed to get some trimming done. I've managed to get some more wire in. I've got to dig out some more wire so I can do a bit more bending and shaping. I'll spin you around and let you have a look. It all takes time, But once you get it to actually start, then it sort of like starts shaping itself. But yeah, let me spin you around. So, yeah, let me come backwards. So I put a few new wires in and stretch this one out. I'll be stretching this one out this way, and I'm going to bend that one that way and let this come up. The last one will just be underneath the canopy, and then I want to bring it across. So as you can see, I've got some bits of wire in places. And when it comes to starting a new pom-pom like this one, you can see what I've done is I've trimmed the basic shape that I want in, and I've just left one of the longest strands out. And then if you look very carefully, you'll see where I've trimmed all the extra nodes off, and then you start to get this effect. Once it starts to brown, that's when you can start wiring it up and bending it and so forth. Now this little pom-pom here itself, all I will do to this one is I'll gather it up, and then I will just trim it off flush just to start with. And then what you want is you want to encourage it to then grow underneath here to create your ball. So I've got another one coming out here. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use up here yet, but when it comes to trimming it, I'll more than likely shape my ball around this way and use this one here going up there. In fact, where's my squizzers? So what I'll do is I'm going to pick that one, show you, trim you're supposed to trim a couple of nodes, and then the rest just get a rough basic shape there. And then you nip the very top. And there you go, that's one pom-pom done pretty much. And then as the bush decides to start growing and getting thicker, it's up to you really on what depth you want the balls to be, whether you want big balls, little balls. You could once you've got one of these situated, you could, even if you wanted to, not do them as a ball or a cloud, you could make them symmetrical and cut them into a square and, you know, be different. Why be the same as everyone else? But you can see where I've had bits wired up to pull them to where I want them. Don't be afraid to pull them about. As long as you're gentle but firm, you can pretty much get them to bend where you want them. So there's my ball trimming tips for Tuesday. I had a couple of people ask me about it at the National. Please forgive me, I can't remember your names, but there you go, there's just a little brief insight. And the main thing with one of these and doing something similar to this is patience. You want to get this is a plant called a Goldcrest, and when I first got it, I got it from Morrison's, believe it or not. It cost me about £2.50, and for the first year I just let it grow, and then I started at the bottom, picked a few branches, and then just went from there. And then it just gets bigger and bigger as you go. Because if you wanted, for instance, this ball here, if you wanted it to be slightly larger, you'd be more sparse on the trim. Because what you want is you're encouraging this to grow into what's left, which is why if you tip the ends, it will then grow new nodes to fill in the gaps, if that makes any sense. But I like to keep to a size, if I get the camera in the right place, and literally you just follow your shape. Then I've got to stop soon, but it does become quite therapeutic. Give it a good brush once you're giving it a bit of a trim, and then you'll see any little stragglers then, just to neaten it up. Still got loads to do on that one itself, but you get the idea. So there you go, that's all topped up. I've got to sort out another air stone to go in there, and we'll shift some things around tomorrow. Other than that, that's been taken down now, that's ready to go as soon as you get better from COVID. I think that's about it for this Tuesday, my cupcakes. But before I go, do me a favour and hop over and check out a friend's channel. He's actually American. His name is Tobias Hollenstein, and he's in the process of building a new pond over there in the States, and it's quite interesting to see what they've had to come up against over the pond as opposed to what we've got over here. So yeah, he's finally finished the digging stage and he's ready to start putting up cinder blocks, they call them, they like hollow block type things. You know, we'd usually use a breeze block or a concrete block. Yeah, they have blocks with squares in them and so forth. So yeah, go across and check Tobias out and say you're a UK Aquamigo and the Twisted One sent you. He would really appreciate that. I know he would, because he gave my channel a shout out the other day. So on that note, my cupcakes, this has been Twisted Koi. I've been trimming my balls. You've been great, and I'll catch you on the next one.
That's all, cupcakes.
It's never too old to be twisted.